Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namayom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Swaraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Vaibhava Quotes. And today we are studying from Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, first canto, chapter 3, text 6 to 27. 22 incarnations of the Lord. This is a question. This is the answer to question number 5 about Lilavataras in 1.1.18. The sages of Naimisharanya asked this question to Sutta Goswami. They please describe the Lilavataras of the Lord to us. And then in that response, Sutta Goswami is now going to describe 26 incarnations. So basically, incarnations' names and their activities are mentioned here. And we will see from here and discuss that. Okay. Saeva prathamam devah kumaram sargamashritah chachara dushcharam brahmacharyam akhanditam. So in this verse, he talks about 4 Kumaras: Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar, unmarried sons of Brahma in the beginning of creation, who, being situated in the vow of celibacy, underwent severe austerities for realization of the absolute truth. So their activities were that it's specific incarnations of Lord who did austerity. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada discusses that they are like Brahmanas underwent severe austerities, and they were Brahman. Prabhupada talks about they were Brahmanas, they qualified Brahmanas. Before executing a severe type of disciplinary actions, all of them became qualified Brahmanas. These examples suggests that one must first acquire the qualifications of a Brahmana, not simply by birth, but also by quality. And then one can undergo the process of realization, Brahman realization. So that's the main point, striking point here, highlighting point here, that Brahmana by qualification, not by birth. Okay. So in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in his commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam, which is known as Gaudiya Bhashya, Bengali commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, he gives reference here that in 3rd canto, chapter 12, we can get reference about them. Canto 3, chapter 12, more reference about the 4 Kumaras. Number 1, incarnation number 1, 4 Kumaras, and what they did, austerity. What they did, and reference about them, SB 3.12. Okay, that's the main point here. Text 7, Varahadev. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasya rasatalagatam mahim udhvarishyam nupadatta yaggesha sokaram vapuhu. So this number 7 text talks about Varahadev. What did he do? He, supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices, accepted the incarnation of Varaha, boar, the 2nd incarnation, and for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth up from the nether regions of the universe. He from Rasatal, actually. So Prabhupada talks about that in this purport, that nothing is impossible by the Lord. Nothing is impossible. Even if he came as a bowl, but still he is situated in his transcendental uh, position, the personality of Godhead. Is worshipped by everyone in transcendence. So, what is the main highlighting point here? Number two, incarnation two is Varahadev, Lord Varaha, and activity, and his what his activity? Activity is uplifting, Satala, and reference about him comes in SV 3 point, chapter 18, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter third canto, chapter 18. Subodhana, they don't give these references. There also you get that tabular format, but references are not there. So, okay. Text 8 talks about Narad Muni. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam Vai Devarshitvamupetyasah Tantram Satvatamachashta Nishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha. In third incarnation, the millennium of the Rishis, the personality of Godhead, accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarshi Narada, who is a great sage among the demigods. He collected expositions of the Vedas which deal with devotional service and which inspired non-fruitive action. So, what did he do? He kind of compiled that section of the Shastra which talks about bhakti and non-fruitive action. Great among sages, collected expositions, a compilation of that, of the Vedas, which deal with devotional service. So, number 3 is Narad Muni. What is the activity? Activity he did is collected. Which talks about bhakti and nishkama karma, non-fruitive activity. And the reference about him we get from SV 1.6, actually 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, this chapters. We'll see from next chapter. It will start about Narad Muni. Okay, very good. So he taught the fruitive workers who are foolish, that how to get real peace, real bliss. And he teaches the people who are diseased in material world with material disease of materialism, that how to progress in bhakti. Why? Example is given, just like what is the cause of a disease can become the cure of disease also. For example, is a famous example with Prabhupada in his books is that if we take milk products too much, paneer and all and ghee, our stomach is bad, we get upset stomach, and that time we need to take another milk product, which is yogurt, which helps. So one milk product causes problem, another milk product helps us solve the problem. So similarly, because of materialism, we are suffering in this world, diseased. So he helped us, he taught us how one can use one's propensity or one's guna in this world and progress towards bhakti. Hmm. That's what Prabhupada talks in the purport. Yeah. So this example, the physician gives direction to the patient to take treated milk in the form of curd for his suffering from the indigestion due to his taking another milk preparation. Okay. Text 9. Now, text 9 talks about Naranarayan Rishi. Turya Dharma Kala Sarge Naranarayana Rishi Bhutvatmopasamopetam Akaro Duscharam Tapaha. In the fourth incarnation, the Lord became Nara and Narayana, the twin sons of wife of King Dharma. Thus, he undertook severe and exemplary penances to control the senses. So, fourth incarnation, Narayan Rishi. And what did they do? They, again, sense control, undertook severe and exemplary penances. To show example. 4. Activity, penance. Okay. And reference about them comes in Kalika Puran. Saraswati Thakur is mentioned in Kalika Puran, chapter 30. Yeah. Also, it is some mention is there in different places of Srimad Bhagavatam. Like, for example, twin sons of wife of King Dharma. So it comes in some mentions in third canto, some in fourth canto about them. And so what do we learn from them? That the Supreme Lord himself is doing penances in order to teach us exemplary manner. So he's the best teacher. He does performs it himself and then teaches us. So how merciful he is in order to take us back to him. He himself comes and performs austerity. He doesn't require to do hardcore austerity and all, but he does it in order to show us, teach us. For example, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Lord Chaitanya also appeared for the same purpose, to show special favor fallen souls. So their incarnation of Narayan is worship still at Vadinarayan on the range of Himalayas. Okay, so that's text 9. Now text 10, Kapil Muni. Fifth incarnation, Kapil, Lord Kapil, is foremost amongst perfected beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana. For in course of time, this knowledge had been lost. So that's fifth incarnation, Lord Kapila. And what he did, he gave Sankhya, knowledge about Sankhya. Activity, Sankhya philosophy. Asuri Brahmana. Actually, to a Brahmana, Asuri. Reference comes about him in, of course, third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam 3.24 to 33. Kapil Shiksha, the entire episode comes there. So what do we learn from here? Sankhya. Sankhya means one which easily explained. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of material elements. So those who are interested in that etymology can thoroughly study that philosophy. Now in text 11, he talks about the Tyatreya. Text 10, which did you study? Panchamo kapilo nama siddesha kala viplutam provacha suraye sankyam tattva grama virnayam. Yeah, Sankhya. And text 11. Shashtam atrerapatyatvam vritah prapto na suyaya anvikshikir malarkaya prahladadivya uchivan. Sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of sage Atri. Atri and Anasuya. He was born in the home of Anasuya, Suya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahlad, and others, Yadu, Haihaya. Alarka, Prahlad, and others, Yadu and Haihaya. So actually, the story goes like this, that sage Atri, he was praying for incarnation, but he didn't know who is Supreme God, so he prayed to Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, all three. So all three appeared, and from all three, their Angshas he received as their son, as his sons. So from Vishnu he got his son as Dattatreya. From Shiva came Durvasa Muni, and Brahma came some, I forgot what was the name. So he got three sons. Atri, Anasuya. I heard description and somehow it says that Atri and Anasuya means one who is freed from Asuya. Asuya means envy, enmity, jealousy is called Asuya. Atri means one who is freed from Kama, Krodha, Lobha, lust, greed, and anger. So when one's heart is freed from lust, greed, and anger, and enmity, envy, so then the Supreme Lord comes in his heart. So yeah, so 11th incarnation, 6th incarnation. 6 is the Tatreya. Activities gave transcendental knowledge to Alarka, Prahlad, and many others. And reference about him comes in Brahmanda Puran. Brahmanda Puran, Aditya Puran, Markandeya Puran. Okay. Brahmanda Puran, Aditya Puran, and Markandeya Puran. You get further references about him. In Markandeya Purana, you get references about him from chapter 15 to 19. In Brahmanda Puran, Prabhupada also describes Dattatreya. In Brahmanda Puran, the Lord is mentioned in Brahmanda Puran in connection with the story of the devoted wife. In that respect, he is mentioned. It is said that Anasua, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as follows: My lords, if you are pleased with me, and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessings, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of spirit and soul, and especially instructed Alark, Prahlad, Yadu, Haihaya, and all. Okay. Text 12 talks about Yagya, another incarnation of Lord. ततः सप्तम आकुत्यां रुचेर्यज्ञभ्यजायत सयामाद्यै सुरगणेरपात् स्वायां भुवान्तरम्. The seventh incarnation was Yagya, the son of Prajapati, Ruchi, and his wife Akuti. He controlled the period during the change of Swayambhuva Manu and was assisted by demigods such as his son Yama and others. So Yagya, his parents Prajapati, Ruchi, and his wife Akuti. This Akuti is the daughter of Daksha. So the Daksha's three daughters, Akuti, Prasuti, and Devahuti. Devahuti was married to Kardam Muni, and then Prakapil Dev came. And then Akuti, who was married to Ruchi. Yagya came, and Prasuti was, what was Prasuti? It's another story about Prasuti. I think from Prasuti's dynasty came previous statement about Atri and Asuya. That also came. These things are mentioned in 4th canto of Bhagavatam in the beginning. So Kapil Dev and Yagya both are cousin brothers, we can say. Kapil Dev and Yagya. So described that in this world, the law, like different highly elevated pious living beings are there, and different incarnations and different posts are given to them. But when there is no appropriate living beings, Supreme Lord himself comes and he becomes, he takes the position of those positions. So this goes with 7th incarnation. Is Yajna, and his activity is, he controlled Manvantara. He ruled Swayambhu Manvantara. And reference about him we can get further in 4th canto, chapter 1. Now text 13 talks about the 8th incarnation, Maharaj Rishabdev, King Rishava. अष्टमे मेरु देव्यां तु नाभेर्जात उरुक्रमः दर्शयन् वर्तुमधीराणां सर्वाश्रमनमस्कृतम्. Ashtame, the 8th incarnation, was King Rishava, son of King Nabhi and his wife Meru Devi. In his incarnation, the Lord showed the path of perfection, which is followed by those who have fully controlled their senses and who are honored by all other orders of life. So King Rishava, there's in Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, we get to see about Rishava, his teachings to his sons. King Nabhi, his father was Nabhi and mother was Meru Devi. His son was Bharat Maharaj, the famous celebrated Bharat Maharaj, who went to jungle forest and attracted to deer. And he has actually 100 sons, One was Bharat Maharaj became the king. Then 9 Navayogendras that we see in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, who gave teachings to, who spoke to, instructed to King Nimi and Navayogendra Samvad in 11th canto of Bhagavatam. So one son Bharat Maharaj and other 9 sons Navayogendra 10. Then from other 90, something like that 81 are Vaishyas or 10 are Kshatriya, something like some description is given. Actually, from him came the Jainism. So what did he do? He Lord showed the path of perfection, which is followed by those who have fully controlled their senses and who are honored by all orders of life. 13. Rishabhadeva. Activity. His instructions in 5th canto chapter 5 is very famous. Teachings of Rishabhadeva. Very important verses there. Bhagavatam. Reference in Bhagavatam 5.3 to 6 for 4 chapters about King Rishabhadeva. So, tapasya, he also showed us tapasya. Tapo divyam putrakaya ena satvam shuddheta yasmad brahma sukham tamantvam. Important verses. Tapo divyam, this human form of life is for tapasya. He taught that to his sons. Dhira and unattached. Out of these renounced order of life, of the order of sannyasa is considered the highest of all, and a sannyasi is constitutionally the spiritual master for all orders of divisions. In a sannyas order also there are 4 stages of upliftment toward perfection. Such stages are called the Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Privrajaka Acharya, and Paramahamsa. So Rishabdev took that highest stage of life, perfection. Those who have been trained for abstinence in material pleasure are called dhira. What dhira? Now in text 14 talks about Prithu Maharaj, King Prithu. ऋषिभीर्याचितो भेजे नवमं पार्थिवं वपुः दुग्धे मामोषधीर्विप्रास्तेनायं स उषत्तमः. So in the 9th incarnation of the Lord prayed by the sages was King Prithu, who cultivated the land to yield various produces, and for that reason the earth was beautiful and attractive. So 9th incarnation was King Prithu. Prithu Maharaj. So we know about Prithu Maharaj in Bhagavatam 4th canto. Prithu cultivated the land to yield various produces. She chased Mother Earth. He chased Mother Earth. He kind of cultivate the land. And reference about him comes in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.15 to 23. 15 to 23. And we get a lesson from here that when King Vena, father of Prithu Maharaj, was dethroned and kind of killed by the sages, then for some time there was no king, and there was rogues and thieves, lots of disturbance in the society, lots of disturbances there. So at that time, the sages, they didn't just sit on the throne that okay, nobody is there, let us be the king. No, they waited, and then they charmed the body of King Vena, and they gave birth to Prithu Maharaj, and the Prithu Maharaj became the king. The sages could just be the king. Okay, let us be the king, with that excuse that nobody is there, so we can be. Why they didn't do that? Because their sages were busy with their spiritual practices. They were not interested in the kingly thing, kingly activities or anything, nothing. They're neither least interested in all these things. Hmm? Okay. Text 15 talks about Matsya avatar. Rupam sajagrihe matsyam chakshushe shodadhi samplave navyaropya mahimayam pad mahimayam apadvaivasvatam manum apadvaivasvatam manum. So when there was a complete inundation after the period of the Chakshusha Manu and the whole world was deep within the water, the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaishnava Vaivasvata Manu, keeping him up on a boat. So that is Prithu was 9th incarnation, or 10th incarnation is number 10 is Matsya Avatara. Activity is protected Manu, and reference about him comes in Bhagavatam Canto 8, Bhagavatam Canto 8.24, 8.24. Then in Harivamsa, and its commentary. And detailed about Matsya Avatar. So you see here, point is, according to Shripad Sridhar Swami, the original commentator on the Bhagavata, there is not always a devastation after the change of every Manu. And yet, this inundation after the period of Chakshusha Manu took place in order to show some wonders to Satyavrata. But Sri Jiva Goswami has given definite proofs from the authoritative scriptures like Vishnu Dharmottara, Markandeya Puran, Harivamsa, etc., that there is always a devastation after the end of each and every Manu. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has also supported Srila Jiva Goswami, and he means Sri Chakravarti Pad has also quoted from Bhagavatamritam about this inundation after each Manu. Apart from this, the Lord, in order to show special favor to Satyavrata, a devotee of the Lord in this particular period, incarnated himself. So you see an important purport here to understand what's happening here. So Prabhupada is saying clearly that Sridhar Swami is saying that the original commentator of Bhagavatam, he is saying that there is not always a devastation. There is not always a devastation after the change of Manu. That's his point. Is there is no always a devastation after the change of every Manu. That's his point. But Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, other two acharyas, what they are saying that no, they gave proof, definite proofs that there is always a devastation after the end of each and every Manu. So Sridhar Swami is saying that there is not always a devastation. Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti are saying that yes, there is always a devastation after every Manvantara. Who is correct? Sridhar Swami is correct, or Jiva Goswami Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is correct? So Sridhar Swami said no pralaya after every Manvantara. Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur refuted Sridhar Swami and established that no, there is pralaya or inundation every time. So see, Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur are better. They are higher. They have higher understanding. They are better acharyas. So these are material thoughts. Generally, when we see this kind of thing, oh yeah, he is better, he is lower, he is greater, he is not great, he is correct, he is wrong. So we like to compare. Who is true, who is correct, who is better? Comparison. But Srila Prabhupada didn't comment anything about this. Prabhupada didn't say anything who is correct, who is just said that Sridhar Swami said like this, but Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said like this. That's all, and he just leaves it. Acharyas are saying different things. So point is both are correct. Acharyas, Brahma Pramad Vipralipsha Karanapatab Arsha Vigya Vakya Dosh Nahi Esha. These four defects are not there in the words of Acharyas, Nityasiddha Acharyas. They are Nityasiddha Acharyas, devotee of Lord. So Krishna is unlimited. His Asim, Simahin, his Asomardha, his unlimited. So he can reveal unlimited meanings, unlimited angles of vision in different acharyas at different point of time. Acharyas write according to that. So different angles, both are true, both are correct. We don't fight between that, who is correct or who is better, he is better or he is better. I am Sridhar Swami's party, you are Jiva Goswami's party. Let's fight. No, that's material mundane thinking that we do all the time. You see in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1. First chapter only, chapter 1.28-29, chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna didn't want to fight with Kauravas. So Arjuna said that, no, how can I fight with them? So Arjuna showed compassion for his friends, his grandfather, his teacher, martial teacher, Dronacharya and all. And Arjuna said, no, my hand is shaking. I'm not able to hold my Gandiva bow and whole body is trembling and like that, all these symptoms. So that's first reason of Arjuna not fighting. Like he gave 5 reasons. One of them is, first one is that no, out of compassion, he doesn't want to fight. So Prabhupada in text 28, purport, he writes that why is Arjuna showing this compassion and Arjuna his body is trembling, this happening, that happening? It's because Arjuna is a pure devotee. So pure devotees are always compassionate soul. They have pure heart and they are merciful to everyone. Okay. And Prabhupada also quotes the words from Srimad Bhagavatam, Yashasti Bhakti Bhagavatya Kinchana Sarvai Gunesthita Samasate Sura, that for a pure devotee of Lord, all the divine qualities appear automatically in a pure devotee of Lord. So, and Vaishnava's 26 qualities are there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The first quality is Kripalu. Kripalu Akrita Drvaha Satya Sarasama. Kripalu is merciful, compassionate. So Arjuna is compassionate to Kauravas because he's pure devotee of Lord. He establishes this point. The Arjuna is the pure devotee. That's why he has got compassion, mercy. He's so merciful, kind-hearted soul. But you go to text 29, and Prabhupada says that Arjuna is showing this compassion. This is a sign of bodily consciousness. The Hatma Buddhi. Arjuna's body is shaking out of fear, is trembling, hand is shaking, and is burning, this and that. So this is material fear, mundane fear. It's due to bodily consciousness, bodily identification with material body and soul. So identification of body, of soul with body. So that's the reason of Arjuna's getting fearful. So you see, in text 28, Prabhupada establishes Arjuna as a pure devotee. In text 29, he says Arjuna is like ordinary material soul, and he is getting fearful bodily identification. What is true? Text 28 is true, or text 29 is true. Same Acharya, same Prabhupada. Just in next immediate text, he just changed his opinion. So point is, both is true. Both are true from both angles. Arjuna is a pure devotee, fine. But now he is acting as ordinary living being, fallen in bodily identification, material consciousness. So he is doing the act. He is performing his act under the control of Krishna, so that Bhagavad Gita is spoken. That's also Prabhupada clarifies later. Similarly, Acharya say different thing different times, but it's fine. In spiritual realm, there is no, like, there might be different angle, different perspective. All are correct. All right, like definitely the Acharya is right. All are correct. There is no need of making a noise, making a big issue, fuss about that. Okay, so next verse class we continue from text 16, and then text 28. That section, that verse talks about Paribhasha Sutra. Ultimate conclusion is wonderful. So this chapter is very important because this chapter establishes the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, it's the beginning of Bhagavatam, just third chapter, but this establishes the main conclusion and the main philosophy of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the main verse of Bhagavatam. We'll study that in next class. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai.